Okay, there's another thing that God's were talking to me about, but as soon as I started talking about it, it was like, I better post this. There's a good Lord of the Rings ring, and there's a bad Lord of the Rings ring. So my evil God enemies, gods that are my enemies, make the bad Lord of the Rings ring. And it'll make you do anything for bad things. And it'll make you do anything to get your hand on bad reality. So you'd want to go to my queen, and ask the gods, what is it like, this Lord of the Rings rings that belong to the Bonnie Anakin side of good, and the ones that belong to the evil god enemy side of bad? These rings are made by powerful giants like me that know how to get people or spirits or gods to do whatever they want. So it's a ring made out of monumental intelligence and powers since forever till forever to get things to do what you want without 2 seconds give a shit. So like my ring would be to get you to do whatever I want you to do without flinching, with a massive obsession with getting your hands on my powers to be something of magnitude in a good way. When you get the ring and my powers make you want to turn bad, then the ring turns into an evil god enemy ring. So it turns into a bad thing that devours or destroys you. Now, it could turn into the evil god enemies that are my enemies, or sometimes my rings turn into just my punishments and hatred and the evil side of my destruction that works in hells and stuff like that. But sometimes it's an evil god enemy gets the right to turn the ring into something bad against you, because you more should be owned by evil god enemies than be owned by anything good, or even punished by good. Sometimes bad has more of a right to own you or do what they want to you than good. So then that's when you would sit and figure those things out for yourselves. So you guys want to go through my queen and figure all those things out. Life is pretty scary because I was murdered on this planet. This planet will have open access to every scary bad thing with powerful reality ever known. And all they do is hurt and destroy and kill. And so it's pretty scary. So you kind of want to understand a lot about these kind of things. Now, everybody who made a lot of good decisions overall ended up with a white tree inside of themselves. Everybody that made really bad decisions overall have a black tree inside themselves. It's kind of like the Lord of the Rings thing, but more powerful, takes over and controls you more, and is really scary because that black tree one is the 666 that takes you into death, where you have no freedom or control anymore. So you end up the living damned and the living dead. You get that 666 on your forehead, and you become worse than the United States and Dubai altering weirdos to turn them into dead-brained weirdos full of crime-happy problems. It gets worse than that, and you become a weird pile of never happy, never restful death on a mission to just destroy what God hates. So the difference would be when their brain altered by the United States and Dubai, they just love crime and are sickeningly dead, weird, and gross. When they're from the black tree, they seem to have a weird robotic tendency to come to life and destroy what God hates, like it's nothing. And the rest of the time walk around like leprosy, weirdo, hated, gross things. So you might want to go through my queen to find out about all those things. If you were mostly good your whole life and you're more connected to the white tree it is very fun and exciting to find out what the white tree is and how many beautiful, amazing things you can have and do with gods when you are mostly the white tree reality. So that part's kind of fun and exciting to find out if you want to go to my queen for those things.